Full-fledged. Y'all know this gonna be nice. It's gonna be fire. Music and minor.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back once again to this Rats of course in your host show, YouTube Messiah off an entertainer. Never duplicate a superstar TV show. Gonna go over Raw this week. It was in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, or Milwaukee, as Alice Cooper taught me watching Wayne's World. Damn, my brain's really weird sometimes. But either way, before we get into this week's show, as per the norm, we're going to switch gears, talk about last week via the SmackDown Rewind, and the big highlights from last week's SmackDown. Well, it started out with none other than my savior, Paul Heyman, outside in the parking lot, waiting patiently for his tribal chief, Roman Reigns, coming back from his trip to the Isle of Samoa, getting back to his native roots, if you will. Sees a car pull up. My tribal chief, how I've missed you. And then out comes Brock Lesnar. Hey, buddy. Been waiting long? No. Oh, well. Hope you ain't here all night. Catch you later. And then, yeah. Fast forward, midway through the show, Roman shows up, and then we fast forward again to the end of the show. Roman confronts Paul out in the ring. Paul, I need to know. Did you know Brock was going to return at SummerSlam? Did you know he was going to be at Madison Square Garden? Did you know his suspension was going to get lifted? Paul, I need to know, why are you protecting Brock Lesnar from me? My tribal chief, I'm not protecting Brock Lesnar from you. I'm protecting you from Brock Lesnar. And then the look on Roman's face, fucking priceless. It was that look that, you know, like that, like a parent would get when their kid gives that one answer that makes you want to put them through a wall, like that. He goes over, gives Paul a hug. I love you, Paul. I love you, my tribal chief. I appreciate everything you've done for my family these past 40 years. Thank you, my tribal chief. I love you. I love you, my tribal chief. That's why you're fired. And then Paul Heyman, the look on his face, what? Roman takes a few steps back, wham! Pops him with a Superman punch, asks the Usos who are out there with him, they hand him a couple chairs, sets Paul up, about to do a one-man concerto, just as he's got the chairs cocked back, lined up. And then out comes Brock Lesnar, takes out the Usos, gets into the ring, brushes off the chair shots Roman's throwing at him, like Superman getting a bullet shot at him. Scoops Roman up, wails him with an F5, and that's on how the show ended. And that was all the big build-up between Roman and Brock at day one. The other big highlights from SmackDown: Sasha and Toni Storm had a tag match with Shotzi and Shotzi and Charlotte. Sasha and Toni Storm won, obviously to build up towards Toni Storm for her title match that's coming up this Friday. Ridge Holland had a match against Cesaro, which was a hell of a lot better than the first match that they had. You know, we'll say that definitely, thank God. The Raiders wound up going against Jinder and Shanky, and I'm just going to say it now. Extremely disappointed with Shanky because he has got to be hands down the weakest giant I have ever seen, because of the fact you got a 7 foot dude, 300 plus pound man, and you got him constantly being scared or terrified of his opponents that are a fraction of his size or weight. Just, ugh. You know, I mean, I get it if it was a dude that was like McIntyre's height and build, You know, because it's like, oh shit, this dude could actually give me a run for my money. I get that. But when you got guys that are like 5'6", 5'7", and maybe like 215, 220, and I'm not trying to say this as a body shaming thing. I'm saying this when you're talking about comparisons, when you're looking at opponents. And yes, I know, listen, I understand it's not always about the size and the weight and this and that. But if you're trying to sell a story, okay, and you're trying to sell a character, you know, let's look into comparisons like this. Shanky, who, like I said, 7 foot, 300 plus pound. You know who's another dude that's on WWE TV that's 7 foot and 300 plus pound? Fucking Omos! Do you see anyone? Do you see Omos looking like that at anyone? I ask. No! Have you seen Shanky looking like that since fucking day one? No pay-per-view joke, pun intended. Fucking yes! Ugh. Other big highlights, though. Naomi called out Sonya Deville. Sonya said, as long as I'm wearing this suit, you can't touch me. However, damn, I love that saying, however, I do have somebody else you can go against. My good friend Shayna Baszler. Shayna winds up coming out doing a sneak attack. Naomi winds up getting a quick surprise win on her. And then we get New Day and Usos as the last match of the night. And I, honest to God, cannot complain because anytime New Day and Usos go against each other, they fucking deliver. New Day got the win. Roman wound up saying, if it's one thing I'm disappointed with, it's with seeing my blood lose, and then led into the stuff that he did with Paul. So with that said, now that we're done talking about last week, let's talk about this week. Raw, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It started out with the almighty Bobby Lashley coming out with MVP. And Bobby Lashley, man, damn, the suit game he had going on tonight was fucking sharp. He looked like that cool dad that walks out, that takes his kid to a soccer game, that makes all the soccer moms just go, ah, and gush. Take that phrase however you will. But MVP gets on the mic. This man right here, this man completed a Herculean effort. He went against not one, not two, but 3 top-level stars, excuse me, over the course of the night, and did not require any assistance. He took out all of them to earn his spot for a WWE Championship match at day 1. This man is going to win said title match at WWE Day 1 and be the almighty WWE Champion again. And as he's going on about that, and keep in mind I was all paraphrasing that, mind you. As he's going on with that, then out comes Big E. Yep. Now, Bobby, you say you didn't need help, but let's rewind the clock, shall we? Last week, you're going against me, and your boy, MVP, takes his cane and whacks me in the leg with it. Now, you didn't need any help taking out Seth or Kevin Owens, but you needed MVP's help to take out little old me. So what's that tell you? Bobby then gets on the stick saying, I didn't ask for MVP's help. He is a full-grown man. He can make decisions for himself. Ain't that right? Yeah, that's right. That is true. You can handle yourself, right? That is true. Like you said last week, if I couldn't take Big E out, you would. So how about we do that now? Bobby then steps out of the ring, and Big E's just looking at MVP. Oh, we about to do this? MVP with the cane in his hand. All right, I'm a crack you, son. I'm a crack you. Don't you come near me. Looking like that. And as that's going on, next thing you know, boom! Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins do a sneak attack on Bobby Lashley, trying to take him out, which given the story that they're trying to push for, it makes perfect fucking sense. Bobby is the newest addition to it. He's a big dominant threat. So they want to make the odds back to what it was when it was a triple threat. Because you see, when you go one-on-one with Big E, you have a 50-50 chance at best. But then when you add somebody like Bobby Lashley... Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. I'm doing Scott Steiner math. Anyways, they start doing a beatdown on him. Big E then steps in, starts attacking Seth and KO. Then they start doing a beatdown on him. Then Bobby steps in, hits the AK-47 on Seth, takes out Owens. Then it gets fast forward into, eventually it gets made into a match later on tonight. Oh my god, what a shock! Opponents that are going to have to fight each other at the pay-per-view are teaming up? However can they co-work together? Can they collaborate? Will there be betrayal? The shock, the suspense, the normal predictability leading into a pay-per-view. Moving forward, first match of the night, though, was Bianca Belair versus Doudrop. Really dug the shit out of this match. This was a nice little power and slugging match. A lot of good back and forth with it. I dug the shit out of this match. I liked it. Not only that, it gave... Excuse me. Don't worry, folks. I ain't getting the Rona again. It's just a bad chest cold. Doudrop, man, she's getting this edge on her now, and I'm fucking liking it. Now, on how the match came to an end, she went to go for a Vader bomb, missed it. Bianca rolled out the way, and then wound up scooping up Doudrop with the KOD, and hit the KOD, kiss of death. Now, I absolutely loved it, but I hate the way sometimes I absolutely hate my sharp eyes, because I noticed right off bat when Bianca was scooping her up, saw Doudrop's feet go on the turnbuckles to help give her leverage. And all I could think is, okay, that's real nice and professional, but at the same time, if I just wanted to see it as a feat of strength, it's kind of like I'm like contradicting myself. On one hand, I liked it, but at the same time, I'm also thinking, man, it would have just been so cool if I could have just seen the deadlift. You know, no different than when you saw Lex Luger scoop up the Giant in WCW for the torture rack, or when you saw Goldberg hold the Giant up for a jackhammer. Just things like that. Either way, next matchup we got a rematch. We got Finn Balor versus Austin Theory. Not a rematch, I should say, but match that was because of over the course of the past few weeks. Finn started out real hot coming at Austin, white hot, guns a-blazing and all. Theory, though, wound up leading the pace and was actually going fairly good for a good bit of this match, and I dug it. Now, I will say this. If, and I emphasize on the word if Theory keeps himself clean and doesn't get into any kind of major trouble, I could definitely see him get moving up. I could definitely see him getting put in the title picture at some point. Now, I'm not saying world title, but, you know, I could see him going and chasing after the U.S. or possibly being drafted to SmackDown and going for the Intercontinental. But definitely. Because Theory, he just... trying to think of the right way to say this without making it sound like I'm being a fanboy for him. He's got the perfect prototype look for a wrestler. That's the best way I can put it. Now, how the match came to an end... Theory went for the ATL, it got countered by Finn. He then clipped him with a shotgun dropkick, went up, coup de grace, that was it, 1, 2, 3. Saw a backstage interview with Finn, and Theory snuck snuck him, wound up eventually going to McMahon. Listen, I know I saw Vince. I lost my match with Finn. But I got him back for it. I did a sneak attack. That was cruel. That was ruthless. That was vicious. That was just what you wanted, right? Well, yeah, it was. God damn it. God damn it, pal, that is. But you lost the match. All things considered, I should probably fucking fire you. Have you get the hell out of my building. You know, I enjoy a good firing. And Lord help me, the internet is going to take that fucking joke out of context, something fierce. Especially given the past year, 2 years even. The internet's going to take that fucking joke out of context. Keep in mind, Vince said that in his fucking character, folks. Please, don't go and twist this. That's a... Ugh. Yeah. But Vince then said, I'm going to give you an opportunity, and I'm going to give you a rematch against Finn next week. Next up, we saw Randy Orton go one-on-one with Chad Gable, and oh my God almighty, this was a good, solid action match. I fucking loved it. You know, Gable was throwing out arm drags almost like steamboat-like. It was just like, whoa, that was fucking quick. Like, it was just, wow. I highly encourage, you want to see this, like, you definitely want to look this match up. But match came to an end. Gable went to the well one too many times, tried to go for another arm drag. Randy, boom, popped him with an RKO right out of nowhere, pun intended. 1, 2, 3, that was it. Then the big guy, Otis, came in. Randy tried to go for an RKO once, nope, threw him off. Tried to go for it twice, nope, threw him off. Tried to go for a third time, no, you know what, fuck this, I'ma just go and hightail it out of here. Later, boom fuckers. And then they announced a match next week between Otis and Randy, and now my brain is, the gears in my head are turning thinking, okay, what the hell could Otis do to make Randy pop an RKO right out of nowhere? You know, I'm still thinking on it, so give me some time. Anyways, next matchup we got Damian Priest going against Dolph Ziggler, and, well, it was a good match. It was a good match with some nice solid action by both guys. Now I'm trying to think the right way to say this. I dug the match, and I dug I absolutely dig Damian Priest. Hell of a cool ass cat. Loved his work in Ring of Honor. You know, as Punishment Martinez, seeing him start up with that, and then with BJ Whitmer, leading all the way into when he eventually signed with NXT and all. I dig the shit out of him. It's just, this match, I don't know, I couldn't get emotionally invested in it. I tried, it just, wasn't there for me. Now, before I go any further, well, I'm going to get on this match, and then I got to get hot on my producers for a moment. It was a good match. I dug the shit out of it. It came to the ending is probably what really took me out of it. It was a count-out loss because Roode at one point, sweeped Priest's leg, and then Priest went into crazy Ken Shamrock snap mode, went after Robert Roode, started beating the tar out of him, and then Ziggler got the win via a count-out. Now with that said, Wade! Why the hell did you black that part out on the cards? God damn! God damn it, Wade! Yes, I do keep shit under here to throw at you. Don't get fucking mad at me on that. If you did your job right, I wouldn't have to. Sorry, producer. Plus side, I got him locked in on a 50-year guaranteed contract where he gets paid almost next to nothing. Downside, he's not necessarily one of the best. Case in point, after the Finn Balor Austin Theory match, there was a tag match with AJ Styles and Omos going against Rhea and Dominik Mysterio, and Wade decided to not include it until right just now. So let's get into that, shall we? It started out originally as a Miz TV segment interviewing AJ and Omos, talking about the tension going between them. AJ said, no, listen, man, listen. We're good. You know, we had a little spat, but, you know, what partners don't? I mean, Miz, you and Maurice are certainly seeming it. You know, emphasizing about the shit going on with Miz, using Maurice as a shield from last week against Edge and all that, blah, 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 blah. And then eventually, Rhea and Dominik come out, and then we get to the match. Now, as far as the match went, it was, Dom, he's still learning, but man, he's improving little by little, and you can see it as it goes. And as the old saying goes, repetition. Practice. That's on how you get better at something. The more you do it, the better you get at it. And Dom, I'm fairly certain he's taking up whatever match time he can on, not just on TV, but at house shows and all that jazz, just to get the repetition in. But Dom was good with AJ. We obviously know Rhea is going to be good with AJ. But the big story came to be when AJ went over to go and tag Omos, and Omos just turned away like this. Like looking away, looking to the hard camera, turning away, and just like, oh. And AJ just like, what? And yeah. Anyways, wound up getting the match came to an end with a roll-up onto AJ, and then post-match, AJ getting mad at Omos, and then Omos just, boom, going ballistic on him, grabbed him, dropped him, and then said, I'm gonna beat your trash ass. And then they announced the match next week for AJ Styles and Omos, which, I'm not gonna lie, I'm digging the shit on how they're announcing matches building into next week. Also, as opposed to over the course of the week via the Twitter, because while a lot of the fans do have internet access, while you got younger audiences, younger fans who may not have it, it gives them, it makes it must see, it gives them something to look forward to for next week. Now with that said, next up we got women's action, Rhea Ripley versus Queen Zelina, coming out praising all of the local dairy farmers here in Milwaukee, giving them a chance to all bask in the glory that is their queen. And then as they start to boo, you're really gonna boo me? Oh my god, I fucking love it. Zelina could do that shit all fucking day long and I will fucking love it. I don't care. Just the way she just breaks and just starts getting all hot on them. It's just, it tickles me. I fucking love it. Anyways, stipulation that was added for this match to make it more interesting. Nikki Ash and Carmella were both banned from ringside to give both women a competitive edge, a sense of fairness, I should say. And well, as far as the match went, Rhea was leading using the power game. Zelina wound up getting some nice shots in, but it was more so, it was the big powering babyface beating the shit out of the chicken shit heel. Rhea got the win with the Riptide. The big selling point for me on this, more than anything, was on how Corey Graves was selling on the fact that, you know, well, Rhea, before she was with Nikki, was a NXT Women's Champion, was a Raw Women's Champion. And now look at her. She's a former tag champion. Not current, but former. And now she doesn't have Nikki here with her. Look at her. She's scoring wins again. Dude, talk about laying down some seeds for some plants to grow, you know? Whew. That's damn good work right there. So now we come to main event of the night. Big E and Bobby Lashley going against Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins. Bobby dominating over the heels right at the start of the match. I fucking love the shit at that. Then after commercial break, Bobby was the punching bag, which was a bit surprising, but hey, I'm good with different. Like I said, I'm always a supporter for, you know, the good kind of different, not just throw shit against the wall and see what sticks kind of different. Big E got the hot tag, started cleaning up, went really well for him. Bob got tagged back in, started getting all dominant again. Went to go end it by spearing Rollins. Seth leapfrogged, speared Big E, who was his partner. What a shock! As he said sarcastically. Then Owens tried to go for a stunner, or didn't try to spear Big E, tried to spear KO. I'm sorry. KO then tried to go for a stunner. Bobby stopped it, but then speared him. 1, 2, 3, and yeah. Afterwards, Seth and KO wound up doing a post-match beatdown onto Bobby Lashley. Big E, who was down the entire time from ringside over outside the ring, was knocked out from the spear, so he couldn't do nothing to help his quote-unquote tag team partner. And yeah. Afterwards, Seth and KO, they look at each other, yay! Embrace with a nice big warm hug like only friends would. But, dude, Seth, listen, man, while I may question your sense of fashion choice at this moment in time, but, that's neither here nor there. But seriously, man, as much as I love the big guy, you may want to be careful around KO, man. He doesn't necessarily have the best track record when it comes to embracing people as friends. Yeah. So with that said, folks, that is it for this week's show. So please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back, watch some of the other episodes when you can. Look for me on the Twitter at TimVicious. Also, thank you to my executive producer, Ollie Ray Ben, who did provide the music for this week's show. Make sure y'all check out. It's on YouTube, Spotify, SoundCloud, iTunes. All that good shit details are down below. Excuse me. Also, make sure y'all check out, thank you to contributing to the show, LFC Laundry Fighting Championship. There are a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of MMA, and a whole lot of attractive women wearing a little bit of nothing. Also, folks, make sure y'all check out these cool ass cats from ready on the Twitter. Kenny Killer DSB_IV, Diabolica RA, Sergeant Curry Pants and Doves in your face. And folks, happy Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Festivus, whatever the hell you choose to celebrate, solstice, Yule, whatever. Enjoy the time you got. If you love me, great. You hate me. Fuck this.
Lady, hear me, she saying